Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another one of my videos. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about LFS because if you haven't kept up with any of the live streams, I've been live streaming the shit out of me installing LFS, and it has been an adventure for sure. I don't know that I would classify it as necessarily worth it. Because I feel like some of the criteria of it being worth it would be using it after you're done installing it. But after over 24 hours of my first LFS install, I do not have a working LFS installation. I'm here on the Linux from Scratch multi-lib book, which is what we did and went through. And of course, throughout the installation, there were different people in Discord call talking with us, but primarily Ben was giving me help installing LFS, and we were installing LFS. If I do an LSBLK here, you can see we were installing LFS on this extra drive down here, or little extra partition on my main NVMe drive that we made. And it, technically speaking, the installation was worth it in the sense that I learned a lot. I mean, if that's your criteria for Linux from Scratch being worth it, is just learning a lot, then yes, Linux from Scratch, you'll definitely learn a lot. I had the comment occasionally where somebody was asking, I don't really understand the point of LFS. Like, it seems like you're just copying and pasting commands. Which, I mean, if we go down in here, like bin utils pass one here, technically speaking, you're just copying a lot of the, configure commands, and then you're make and make installing it. So yeah, for a lot of it, yes, you are copying the commands. However, you do learn a lot as long as you're reading and not just blindly copying and pasting commands, which is kind of not what you should be doing here. I mean, you definitely shouldn't just be blindly copying and pasting commands. And then a good example of how this whole experience here does end in a system that you know a lot more about. I mean, when we go through here, if you don't know anything about system or sysv init or anything, part of the book installing it is explaining how all the boot scripts work, the run levels, udev boot scripts, configuring the system clock, and like all this stuff. If you're not familiar with it, configuring the actual Linux console itself. If you're not familiar with any of this stuff whatsoever, and you're again reading it, then yes, you will learn a lot through it. However, I don't have a working LFS install. We compiled the kernel twice, and so theoretically we should have already had a bootable system. However, the kernel panics and tells me that VFS can't mount the root partition. It's most likely something to do with me having it all trying to boot off of one drive with different partitions, and it's probably just something there that's real screwy. I mean, me and Ben did definitely spend a lot of time. And Ben, if you're watching this, thank you for your time. And everybody else out there, if you ever, need someone to help you, Ben might be available. But no matter what, if Ben does help you, please do be thankful. He gives away his time like no other. Clearly, if he's willing to help me install LFS for like days. So yeah, but all in all, I got interested in LFS for one because Ben talked me into it, and because the idea of building my own OS from the ground up sounded appealing. I can tell you now that I would not recommend it to anybody for daily usage. I would not recommend it for anybody for just like, I don't know, just for like the nerd factor. It's probably not a good idea. It's really not. However, if you it might be appealing to have something like this on your resume, or just have it as a base of knowledge, just learn stuff in general, I'd say go for it. LFS is definitely a great experience. However, just know it's kind of like taking a college course, just completely optionally and all up to you. And also, don't be surprised if by the end of it you don't have a bootable system. If I can mess up Gentoo by myself a handful of times and never get it installed, Gentoo is legitimately child's play compared to this distro. It is Gentoo makes LFS look so fucking difficult, because Gentoo is, by comparison, easy as hell. Like Gentoo might as well be a Fisher Price toy compared to this distro or OS right here. So yeah, this has just been me talking about LFS. I don't know. It's been a few days of me messing around with it and stuff. I'm glad to be done with it. I'm glad whether or not I would have had a working system or not. I'm just glad to be done with it, and to be on where I can just play games and just continue using the computer. It was nice learning stuff, but we'll see how much of it I actually end up retaining. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh wow, my main webcam's broken. That's sick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will go ahead and be throwing up the people who support me over on Patreon up on the screen. These are my fantastic patrons. Thank all of you guys, and all the names you're seeing on the screen here are actually keeping this channel alive. Thank you. And if you want to join them, the links are down in the description. And if you don't want to go do that, spend money or anything, just please hit the like button on the way out. Consider subscribing. It does actually help. Okay, that's enough of my YouTuber spiel. Bye, guys. Have a good one.